'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, except Kpaceguy on the couch. He snorted and he snored, but he didn't care. He knew that Saint Nick would soon be there. Everything was quiet. Then there was a knock. It was Santa coming in at 12 a.m. on the dot. He tiptoed around, for he must be silent. He only leaves his presents when he is in private. He ate all the cookies and he chugged all the milk. He went back to the living room. Then his head started to tilt. He saw the Kef speakers, the screen, and the rack. He scratched his scruffy beard and said, "Oh, I must play with that." He turned on the projector, hoping not to get caught. He said, "I'll listen to one song, and then I'll get off the lot." He danced and he boogied. His moves were top notch. But no one touches the gear. Not on Kpaceguy's watch. Kpaceguy had awoken and he was not pleased. He unbuckled his belt and he gritted his teeth. He then tackled Santa and pulled on his beard. He said, "No more Santa Claus. You're never welcome here."
Where are my presents? You drink all my milk. Don't you ever touch any of my stuff again. Are you kidding me? There is no Santa Claus. Don't you ever come back in here again. That's ridiculous. Don't ever show your face here again.
So if you guys saw the last time we were in here, you guys saw me trying to really dial in the system, get things sounding good, start to really play with my anthem room correction and get things sounding well. And we discovered that having this door open or closed makes a huge difference in my bass response more towards the lower end. We found out that having this door open allows for more deep bass to stay actually in the room, and surprisingly closing this door created a little bit of a null in the back of the room here, which is weird because usually when you have, you know, I'm about 3/4 away from the front wall. You don't want to be in the middle of the room. You don't want to be all the way in the back. I'm about 3/4 away, which is where the bass sounds the smoothest usually. But surprisingly, this door is changing all of that. So we kind of talked about it in the comment sections with you guys and decided that the best thing to do was to take this door off, which I'm going to do. Hence, if you didn't see the drill, that's why it's here. We're gonna take this door off, but there's also something else that we're gonna do that I think is gonna have a pretty good effect, and it may be contrary to belief. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. So in the home theater world, we tell everyone, try to avoid putting your subs in a corner because it reinforces the bass and it may be in a negative light. So my G25 HP is not completely tucked in the corner. There is some space. Same with this one back here. It's not in the corner whatsoever. It's midway through the wall, maybe a little bit more to the right. But like I said, we discovered that this closet, having the door closed, completely changes the way the bass sounds. Having open is better. So I've discovered, and a lot of you guys suggested this too, was to put this sub in that closet. And now this is where we're saying don't put subs in a corner, things like that. But this is acting like a subwoofer box, like an enclosure itself. And having the sub in there, I tested it out with a smaller sub because that thing's heavy. I put one in there and it sounds very good actually. You have to EQ it, make sure it's not too boomy, but it actually sounds better in the closet than it does where it is right now. So here's where the projects happen, which I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I will figure it out. So we're gonna take this door off, and it sucks because I painted it and I love the way that the gray doors look, but we're gonna take this door off and we're just gonna stow it away, either in the closet or in the garage. We're gonna put this subwoofer in that spot right there, which I am happy to do because you can see how much space it takes up. That's a lot of room back so that if I wanted to push these back a little bit more, I can. And I'm planning on swapping these out for more of those and putting them on the wall. So I'm gonna have a lot of space so I can open my door all the way, walk through. I'll move my popcorn machine over there, add some more stuff, whatever. It opens up some space and some more creativity. So I'm gonna move this in here. Obviously, we have to do something with this. The rack is not coming out of this room. I do not want it out of the closet at all. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this rack up and get that in. This is pretty tall. Don't know if you guys can tell. There's the stand, it's really tall. So kind of putting that on top of it isn't gonna work because that's my Monolith 7 at the very bottom and it weighs 100 pounds. There's no way that I'm going to be able to get that on top of this thing. So I'm thinking of two things. I'm gonna take obviously the bar out of here. I'm not using it as a traditional closet, and I'm also not really using the shelf on top. So both of those things are coming out. Then we're going to buy some more paint, just a quart of paint, and we're gonna paint the closet the same color that the walls and the door is. Then once that is done, what I want to do is slide this on in here, and then I may build some shelves around it. The only real heavy piece of equipment is the monoprice monolith, the amplifier at the very bottom, which I'm okay just sitting it on top of it and calling it a day because that's where most of the wires are going anyway, and it's super heavy. Everything else is pretty light for a shelf. So I may just build shelves around the sub and leave them there. So maybe I can put some here. I can awfully stack it in the back. That's a pretty far reach. I can leave it. I can put it on the side here because they all the cables go through the left side there. It's really dark. All the cables go through the left side of the closet, so I can just kind of stack my equipment on the sidewall here. I don't know yet. I've been thinking about it for a couple of days now. I haven't really came to some sort of plan, but I do know that I want to figure out how to get that sub in here with all the equipment. So that's the project. The first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is take this door off because I know I don't want it on anymore. All right, doors off. When I go get paint for the closet, I'm also gonna paint where the hinges were because they're just solid wood colored. So I'm gonna paint those white to make it look not as ugly. But that's what we're gonna do is we got the door off, grab some paint, paint the inside of the closet the same color as the wall so it looks more, coherent, like it's purposeful, right? And then we're gonna take this rack out, obviously pull it out, and figure out kind of how we wanna, I don't know, stack our equipment. I really have a vision of making this whole thing a rack. Like, it's not necessarily putting shelves in the back of the closet, but making the shelves so long that here's my receiver, or here's my Avium 70, here's my Blu-ray player, here's this kind of right here at the front of this right here. And that might be cool instead of having it pushed all the way in the closet and look like there's just a hole there. And of course, make it tall enough so that I can put the sub down here too. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I know that I want to do that idea. I just don't know yet how I'm going to execute it. This shelving up here feels pretty sturdy. There's some 2x4s on the wall. And so I can maybe use that as my support. It's gonna be, I don't know. Any feedback that you guys have, any of you guys that are good at DIY, building things, whatever, give me some ideas on how to execute this, because I know what I want to do. I'm gonna take everything out of the rack and build shelving for the equipment. It doesn't have to be as wide as the door opening, but just as wide as the stand here. Or maybe I should just man up and put this on top of the subwoofer and call it a day. So I don't know, but this is removable. I can remove the pole right here, so that's already gone, and then remove the shelving and figure it all out. I don't know. There's a lot that I want to do to the home theater. I still want to get more acoustic treatment. I still got to go back and really fine tune the sound because I want to start giving demos to people who know me. So lots to do. Leave me some feedback. Let me know what you guys think of my idea. Please, any advice, good advice, give it to me so I can utilize it. And hopefully next time we're in here, we'll be doing the actual project. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button. Happy holidays. We will see you in the next video. Kpaceguy out. Peace.